Hi, I'm Dan Costello. I'm the president of Homerton's Restaurant Division. I'd like to introduce Frank Garcia.
Hello.
Frank's been working for us for
25 years.
25 years and is one of our most outstanding pizza makers. And what we're going to do today is have Frank walk you through the process of making a Homerton pizza. He's going to start with the dough ball and take you all the way through the end where he cuts a pizza. All the steps and techniques that he's going to show you are what we consider to be the best practices for making a Homerton pizza. So we make it the most consistent with the highest quality methods to produce for our customers. So hope you enjoy the video, and let's go ahead and get started.
Hello everyone, welcome to Homerton's pizza training video. Today you'll be learning a little bit about how to make a Homerton pizza. Basic concepts include dough pressing and stretching, as well as dough ball preparation. You will also learn how to choose the correct ladle to ensure that you spread the sauce evenly onto our different pizza sizes. We will be working with the sausage depositor and will be able to see what the correct amount of sausage should look like on a pizza. We will talk about using a digital scale to ensure that we use the right amount of cheese for every pizza. And finally, we'll get to look at a fully cooked pizza and learn how to cut it. Now over the years, we have learned that there is definitely more than one way to make a pizza. And while our pride and dedication to making a great pizza has not changed, some of our methods and procedures have. These methods and procedures include tools in our kitchen that now allow us to make a great Homerton pizza every time. For example, you will learn that the dough press machine we use today can be calibrated to produce a pizza shell that is consistent in both quality and efficiency. The sausage depositor, while not only making our jobs a little easier, also ensures that pizzas are made in a consistent and timely manner. And finally, advancements in technology have given us conveyor ovens that now can cook a perfect Homerton pizza in less amount of time. The first thing we're going to talk about is dough ball preparation. The chart you see here will be posted in your kitchen. It contains dough weights and dough cutting procedures for the different size pizzas we make. As you see here, when our dough arrives, it arrives in large 40-pound portions and must be broken down into smaller dough balls. Look for this sticker that is placed onto every bag of dough. The date on this sticker tells us the day that it was prepared for us. Keep in mind that for quality purposes, 24 hours must have passed from this date in order for us to begin breaking it down into dough balls. Okay, so the first thing we want to do when handling the dough is to firmly press down on the dough to try and even it out a bit. In this example, we are preparing 16-inch extra large dough balls. According to our chart, we will be cutting them in rows of 3 by 6. These cuts will yield portions of 4 by 7. You want to try and cut as evenly as possible, but keep in mind that we still have to weigh each portion to ensure that each dough ball has the precise weight. The extra large dough ball we are preparing must weigh 21 ounces. If your initial weight is under, you will have to add more dough. If it is over, you will have to remove some. Once the dough balls are weighed correctly, we can begin forming them into round balls. Make sure they are not formed too tight, as this will create issues later when using the dough press machine. The dough chart also tells you the amount of dough balls to place in each tray. In this case, 12 dough balls were placed in a white tray. Each tray is then covered with plastic wrap to keep the dough fresh and prevent it from drying out. Here's the label you will be using each day that you prepare dough ball trays. On the top left hand corner, we will write in the factory sticker date. On the top right hand corner is the time the dough balls were made. On the bottom left hand corner, the date when dough balls were made. And on the bottom right hand corner, the initials of who made the dough balls. Now before we begin with the actual pressing process, we want to give you a quick overview of the press machine you will be working with. The red button is the power switch that will turn the machine on or off. The two buttons on the side must be pressed and held for about 2 seconds to begin the pressing. The single button on the top is an emergency release button should you ever need to interrupt the pressing process. When closing the press plate, make sure to close it completely. You should hear a click telling you that the plate is in place to begin. The mode button on the digital display allows you to move between dough press time and dough press temperature. To change the setting, press and hold the set button while using the up and down arrows to adjust press time or temperature. The dough press should always be set at 300 degrees. When adjusting the temperature, it may take some time for the changes to take effect. Make sure you have allowed the press to reach 300 degrees before working with the dough. Now due to the temperature of the dough ball, the press time setting will always vary. Generally, we want to increase or decrease the time setting in relationship to the pizza shell size we are going to make. For this video, we are using a pre-made 14-inch regular dough ball. Okay, so we're going to begin with dough pressing and stretching. Notice how the dough ball was flipped upside down and placed in the center of the dough pressing machine. Next, we will be transferring the dough to a baking disc. A key tip to remember here is to always try and place the disc directly on the center of the dough. Doing this will allow you to have a more even crust all around the pizza. So now we will be looking at the actual edge crimping process. Notice how he began at the very top of the pizza and begins to work his way around down to the bottom. When you begin working with the dough, you will notice it is very durable and moldable, so don't be afraid to apply extra pressure when crimping the edges of the crust to ensure a nice, tight crust. Notice that as you work your way around the pizza, you're not only pinching the crust, but also twisting it to create a circular shell. Try to concentrate on creating a circular shell on your first pass-through, while adding height to the crust on your second pass-through. Before adding pizza sauce, we will once again recrimp the pizza crust to ensure it retains the correct height and thickness. Now that our pizza crust is ready, we will move along to adding the pizza sauce. Look for this pizza sauce chart in your kitchen. It will guide you as to which ladle you should use for the different size pizzas we carry. Unless there is a special request for pizza sauce, the ladles should always be used with a heaping amount. Do your best to transfer all of the sauce out of the ladle and directly into the center of the pizza. This may take a bit of practice, but the idea here is to apply just the right amount of pressure on the ladle to ensure the entire pizza has an even amount of sauce without going on or over the edge. Okay, so moving along the sausage topping. Orders that call for 8-inch or 12-inch pizzas will have to have the sausage topping hand tossed. In order for the sausage topping to cook properly, sausage pieces should be placed in half-inch pieces, half-inch apart. For 14-inch and 16-inch pizzas, we will use the sausage depositor and place the pizza directly on the center of the rack and press the button only once. Sausage that does not land directly on the pizza will land on a tray that is set up underneath the machine. The sausage topping caught on this tray is what we want to use first when filling in the spaces. Once again, sausage should be added in half-inch pieces and placed on the pizza half-inch apart. With enough practice, the spacing will become second nature to you, and maybe you'll even be as fast as our friend Frank here. Before we move over to cheese topping, take a look at what a sausage pizza should look like with the correct spacing. The correct spacing is a critical step to ensure the meat topping cooks thoroughly. Be sure to always wash your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds after handling raw product. This is the scale we will be using to ensure we add the correct amount of cheese to our pizza. This cheese range chart, posted in your kitchen, will help you determine the amount to add. Before weighing out the cheese for each pizza, make sure to zero out the scale by waving your hand over this sensor. In this example, a 14-inch large pizza calls for 11 ounces of cheese. Try to avoid using too much force, and instead spread the cheese gently and evenly, making sure you reach the edges of the pizza. Because of the different oven types we work with, the oven position chart is a chart that is unique to each of our restaurant locations. This chart will help ensure that the oven is calibrated correctly. According to the chart, our 2-topping pizza should be placed in the top oven, while the single-topping pizza is placed on the middle oven. The oven system is designed so that a pizza cooks in one oven pass, but there may be instances where certain pizzas may need to cook longer. In this case, you will notice that the pizza cheese and pizza crust will look a bit light, and you will have to move the pizza further back into the oven to allow for extra cooking time. Another tip to help ensure a fully cooked pizza is to allow the entire pizza to come out before removing it from the oven. Make sure to protect your hands when removing the disc from the oven, as it will be very hot. A disc rack is used to allow the disc to cool before it is used once again. This is what a fully cooked pizza should look like. Make note of the golden brown cheese and crust. If you are ever unsure about a finished pizza, your manager or supervisor can help you determine when your pizza is ready. Look for this pizza cutting chart in your kitchen. It will help you determine what the correct cut procedure is for each of our pizza sizes. Notice Frank's hand placement as he begins to cut the pizza. Always remember to keep your opposite hand away from the cutting area. Notice the technique he uses when he reaches the end of the pizza. Here we can see he stops before he reaches the crust and cuts in a backward motion to keep from unnecessary movement from the pizza or its toppings. When sliding the pizza onto a tray, try to position the pizza so that you begin sliding it from one of the corner positions, as this will make the transition a bit easier. For carry-out orders, after a pizza is cut, it is placed in a pizza box and matched with its corresponding ticket, with the ticket showing customer name and number. Finally, the pizza box is placed on a pizza warmer until our customer arrives. Okay, so that about does it for our pizza training video. We hope you learned some of the key concepts of making a home run in pizza and understand why it's a tradition that's so important to us.